Hello Star Wars YouTube fans, thank you for visiting my channel today, Johnny Star Wars. If you are new here today, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date for future Star Wars content. If you are a subscriber already, many thanks for watching today. So I've got a figure here for you today. So this is a custom figure of Ben Obi Wan Kenobi. So this is really what we should have as part of the vintage collection, but is currently lacking. So we have had a Ben Kenobi on a traditional Star Wars card, and I believe that was part of the Saga collection, so that's quite a few years old now. And although I do have that particular carded figure, I've never been a big fan of the actual sculpt of the figure. To me, he looks a bit gaunt and narrow-faced and a little bit too slim. So definitely time for an upgrade on this figure. So this is just my attempt at doing that. So it is just a custom figure, sort of a mock-up today, if you would. So I'll give you a closer look at this figure now. So here we have Obi Wan Kenobi off his card back as such. So we are still needing a few figures from the original 12 back lineup. We definitely need a C3PO and a brand new all sculpt, particularly a vacuumized gold version as well. That is definitely lacking, so we definitely need one of those. Super articulated, please. We've recently got the Rogue One Stormtrooper, fantastic figure. That just needs to be brought out as part of the vintage collection on the Star Wars card. And then the Jawa is the other figure that as well. You may have seen my recent video where I showed you my custom version of that. So here today, Ben Kenobi. This is the best facial sculpt of Obi-Wan Kenobi to date, in my opinion. This particular figure is from the recent Last Jedi wave of cards. So this is just a standard 5 points of articulation figure, but does come with a fantastic facial sculpt. So it does appear to be recently that the 5 points of articulation figures in terms of sculpts and faces is of a higher quality than the vintage collection, which shouldn't be the case given the price points that you do pay for vintage collection figures versus the regular ones. But if you think back, we had a fantastic Boba Fett figure as part of the twin pack. The sculpt on that helmet far superior to the vintage collection, and disappointed that Hasbro bringing out a vintage collection Boba Fett again, but they haven't updated the helmet. So I don't know why that is, but it just seems a bit lazy from my point of view. The other figure that springs to mind as well was the Rogue One 5 points of articulation Stormtrooper. Again, the sculpt on that helmet was fantastic, and as I say, recently we have seen that brought out as part of the vintage collection on a Rogue One card. There was a couple of others I think of that I just can't think of at the moment, but yeah, definitely need someone on the vintage collection to actually bring out the definitive versions of these figures as you know they are available, really. So I'll give you a closer look at this figure and talk about that a little bit more. So I say this is a custom figure. It is using 5 points of articulation on Obi-Wan Kenobi figure as part of the Last Jedi wave of figures. All I've done is just the addition of this brown robe. I can't quite remember where this did come from originally, but I quite like the fact it's a dark colour robe as opposed to some of the recent Ben Kenobi and other Jedi figures that we got. So I've always used this on my Obi-Wan Kenobi figures. So the figure itself is just 5 points of articulation. I do plan to update the arms very soon just to make them a little bit more dynamic in the poses it can do. I'll probably keep the legs as they are. I sort of personally like figures that if they have soft goods, it's sort of one or the other. So for example, on this one, If it was soft goods all the way through from the top to bottom, I'd go for that. But as I say, if it's just top half plastic sculpted, bottom half cloth, I don't really like that combination. So I like the way this one actually looks. I think the face sculpt on this is very good, and the best I think we've had to date. Probably could be improved just a touch more. Maybe a better paint application would really set this face off on this one, but no doubt to me this is the best representation of old Ben Kenobi that we've had to date. So hope you like that figure. Be interested to hear your thoughts and comments below, and many thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching my video today. If you'd really like to help support the channel, please give me a big thumbs up and leave a comment. This really does help grow the channel. Also in the description you'll see a link to my Redbubble page. Please consider visiting this for some cool merchandise. Anything you do buy will really go to help bring you exciting future content. Many thanks for watching.